A little while ago, I shared my feelings that I thought there was a very good chance for civil unrest in and around this entire election cycle. We all know what happened this weekend, and then this happened.
I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa, and we're all about pantry preparedness. I'm snapping beans that I have to get put into jars today, so I thought we would chat about, I don't discuss politics. I don't care what your opinions on politics or religion are. Don't put them down below. They'll probably disappear. But the fact of the matter is, we do have to be aware of what is going on, and I just don't want to discuss it. It's got no place in what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is becoming prepared for potential civil unrest. Now, we all know what happened this weekend, and then there was that clip. Oh, man. This is an elected official basically calling for civil war if what they want doesn't happen. And then when they realized what they did after the fact, okay, they're going to try to walk it back. As an elected official, as somebody in a leadership position, you are under even more scrutiny than, other people. And you are even more responsible for what you do and don't do. And this is one of those cases. I love growing green beans. I love picking green beans. I hate snapping green beans. When politicians make inflammatory statements like that, the effectiveness of walking back some of those statements is based on a few different things. How effective is that walking back going to be? Well, I don't care. I don't care if that person is elected, reelected. I don't care if they step down. I don't care. But the fact that they threw that out there as a leader is like a call for action, in my opinion. Now, if you are one of those sycophants who think that the only thing to do if you don't get your way is to create a civil war, I know from the comments, I know from conversations that there is a whole bunch of people out there that are actually hoping for a civil war. Who does that? And so when you're looking at that, I had to sit back and think after everything that happened and go, is it still possible that there could be disruption? Is it still possible there could be civil unrest regardless of who wins? And after watching that, yeah, there is. There most definitely is. And I think it's going to become more heightened because politicians like that go out of their way to divide us, okay? That is their goal, because if you are distracted by all of this nonsense, then you are not paying attention. Nope. And so their goal is to make it so that you're not paying attention, because it's amazing the crap that they can get away with when we're not paying attention, right? They can pass all kinds of laws and decisions that don't require even a vote. So they've taken it out of our hands because they're acting on our best behalf. Yes, they are calling for civil war. Yeah. So how effective is walking it back, right? It really depends on the context and the severity, and in my opinion, a statement like that is pretty severe. You may or may not disagree. You may be one of those people that's really hoping for civil war. If you are, I don't want to hear it. So it's going to depend on that. It's going to depend on the public perception. And I mean, there are people that I know on both sides of the fence that are like, he said what? Yeah, he did. So, it's just as likely that we are going to have to be seriously aware of what's going on. I think that it definitely didn't decrease the chances. It at least stayed the same. And after that statement, possibly elevated it. I'm not a political expert. I don't even pretend to play one on YouTube, you guys. I'm about pantry preparedness. I want to make sure that you have the best insurance that money can buy. I want you to know that you can do it, and I want to give you the knowledge and the skills to be able to pull it off, okay? Because it's not that hard. Anybody can do it anywhere. Doesn't matter your income, doesn't matter your address. You can do it. And while they are busy dividing us, while they are busy distracting us, they are throwing fuel on the fire, and we need to be smarter than that. We need to be smarter than them. I don't think that's a stretch, actually. I think it's pretty easy to do if you listen to some of them. In my opinion, politicians should be held to a higher responsibility to their words, to their actions. That kind of statement, it literally, I lost a little bit of sleep thinking this through. I'm like, here is this politician in a state not far from where I am calling for a civil war if they don't get their way. I don't want to fearmonger. That's not my intent. My intent is to make you aware so that you can prepare, because we need to prepare. I am now more convinced than ever that we need to prepare. And so that is what we're going to be focusing on, with a few other things tossed in, because I have a life and everything should not be about, I'm not giving them that energy to spend all my time on them. However, I do want to be prepared, and I do want you to be prepared. So we're going to focus a lot on what we can do between now and the election so that we are as prepared as we can be, no matter where you are, no matter your zip code, no matter your income. It doesn't matter. It's not a competition. Just get as prepared as you can for the possibility that it's not safe to leave the house, because the crazy people will be out there, and they will be doing all of the wacky stuff to try to make it even more disruptive, and because their leaders are encouraging it. And I mean both sides. Both sides. Yeah. It's being encouraged. The separation of us, the polarization of us, benefits those in power. No matter what side they're on, it benefits those in power. So for this one, can we just agree to get prepared? I think it's super important. On the pantry preparedness aspect of this, okay, it's July. It's the end of July. And so you need to be aware of what you have. We're more than halfway through the year now, and we have about 105 days until the election. That's a rough math without counting on the calendar, because I know this weekend is actually the 100-day mark. And so I'll be returning frequently over the next 100 days with different tasks for you to tackle, to get prepared. But now's a really good time to go through that pantry. Oh, I'd rather do anything. I mean anything except inventory. That's fine. That's your choice, your house. But if you want to know where your holes are in your preparedness, that's how you start. You inventory. You figure out what you do have and what you don't have and what you absolutely need. Those are important, because wants are not needs, and you need to make sure that you have what you need. That is a key. So do yourself a favor, get out there and inventory, okay? Check your propane tanks, make sure they're all full. Even going out of summer, everyone's like, oh, well, we fill the propane tanks for summer. No, fill them for all the time, okay? We have 10 20-gallon propane tanks that I am a little crazy about when it comes to keeping them full. If we get 2 of them empty, I'm like, go through them all. We got to make sure that there's fuel in all of them. I want fuel in all of them for all year long, 365 days a year. I want to make sure those bad boys are full. Propane does not go bad, so there's no worries there. You can store it safely in your garage, in your shed, in your barn, okay? Make sure that you have what you need. If you can't go out, what do you need that you don't have? If you can't go out for 30 days, if you can't go out for 60 days, Start with a 30. Actually, start with a couple weeks and move from there, okay? It's not a contest. We're not having a race. Prepping is a lifestyle. Being prepared is a lifestyle. And it's one that our ancestors did all the time. It was called life, you know? They had to make sure that they grew enough vegetables, that they raised enough meat to see them through the hard times. What if you didn't have a great harvest this year and you did last year? Hopefully you put up enough to get you through 2 years, because yeah, it'll last 2 years. Okay. So it's that kind of thinking, that kind of mentality that we need to bring back into fashion. And guess what? We're doing it. We are. It's coming back into fashion. Not as quickly as, I think is necessary considering what is potentially on the horizon, but it's coming back into fashion. More and more people are realizing that this is not, not a good situation, and we need to be aware of how to take care of ourselves, because the government's not there to rescue you. They're not there to take care of you. It's not their job. Their job is to keep us safe. Safe is key. Health, safety, and welfare of the citizens. Are they doing a good job? No. No, they're not. And statements like that one completely go against the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens. That actually puts people in jeopardy. Puts a lot of people in jeopardy. A lot of people. So I am encouraging you once again to just prepare, you guys, just a little bit. If you're going grocery shopping this week, pick up a couple extra cans. Pick up a couple extra pounds of beans. Okay, those are cheap. Those are cheap right there. And if we want to start focusing on what to do with the beans, let me know. I mean, I got a lot of beans. I love doing beans. Beans are good. So it's not that hard. You are literally limited by your imagination, and that's it. And we can do this, and we can do it much better if we're working together. You know what I mean? While we're all kind of still over everything that happened this past weekend, right? We need to understand, and so do our politicians, quite honestly, need to understand the impact on public discourse. We need to understand that they need to understand. We need to understand. It's not just them. We need to understand also, because apparently they have no flipping clue, or they do. And so we need to be aware of what this is doing to people. Oh my gosh. Literally, I have unfollowed even more people. I didn't think that was possible, but it is. So I'm taking entire days. You guys, I'm on the internet all the time. This is how I catch my news, because we don't get decent news here, news stations here. This is how I keep track of what's happening in our area. This is how I, work, because I work remotely. So I'm on the internet all the time. I'm making it to the point where I'm a lot less on social media. And you know what? I'm sleeping better. Yeah. But don't leave me. Hang out with me, because we have a lot to go through. We have a lot to consider. Things you may or may not have thought of. Things that you can add to what I have thought of, which I always love, because you guys are the brain trust. You really are. And because all of us experience something different. I am going to be very uber aware of what is happening in my area. I'm aware of what my potential risks are. I'm aware of, the potential risks as far as environment, as far as weather, as far as political fire. I'm aware of the people closest to me that I think could potentially be a threat. What? Yeah, no, really. There are, that's the glory of living in a small town, quite honestly. So, I'm aware of the different sides that can come from, and I'm aware of what I need to do to become even better prepared. Am I completely prepared? No, nobody is ever completely prepared, and you won't be. So don't stress out about that. But you can become more prepared. Check this out. The bummer in life is that the purple beans don't stay purple when you can them. That, I feel like I've been robbed of some magic, But We can do this. We can work together. We can build each other up, and we can become more prepared. Maybe we can make it happen. We can get through this. We can get through this safely. That's my key, is that we get through this safely, no matter where you are, no matter what your circumstances are. If you want to check out the video where I talk about 136 days, check out this video right here. Until next time, everybody, stack it to the rafters and be safe.